Poetry Slam for Peace is a global movement. We collaborate with Lawrence, I don't remember the last name, from New York. It's a project that started in New York years ago, in 2016. And all these years, it was like an online event, so people, poets around the world, they would send their poems. We would do a selection of poems. And the idea is that these poems, they should have a positive message, like a whole thing or in the end. They don't really have to be about war and peace, but the idea is that we need positive messages as well, and how we could change this world to make it better through poetry, via poetry. And this is the first year that we go to festivals. This is actually the first festival that we start, the Poetry Slam for Peace. And in January, we have a festival in California. We are in a festival in California. So the idea now is to create around the world live poetry slams for peace. And then they're going to be projected actually in other festivals, the videos, and in our website. It's Poetry Slam for Peace and social media accounts. So actually I did a selection of 5 poets, because it's just a sample actually to show you a bit what is Poetry Slam as well, but it's not in a competition format. It's called Poetry Slam for Peace, but it's not a competition. And the time that all the poets have is 4 minutes maximum. So we have 2 poets that they're going to perform in Greek and 3 in English. I have to tape the videos. Actually, it's very important. So if a poet is confused or they forget their words, we will repeat the poem, because it's very important to have good videos so we can share them around the world, okay? So I'm going to call on stage first, who was it? Manolis Nanouris. Give it up for Manolis, please.
Χαροπά τα δυο μου χέρια τα χτυπώ. Χαροπά τα δυο μου χέρια τα χτυπώ. Μιας και είμαι εγώ παιδί, ξέρω πάντα να γελώ. Χαροπά τα δυο μου χέρια τα χτυπώ. Δεν ξέρω πώς μοιάζει η ειρήνη. Ο πόλεμος μένεται όσο ζω. Μετράω ανοιχτές πληγές στον χάρτη και μου φράζουν τον ορίζοντα. Κάποτε ο Αντόρνο αναρωτήθηκε αν μπορεί να υπάρξει ποίηση μετά το Auschwitz. Φυσικά και μπορεί. Το ερώτημα είναι σε τι χρησιμεύει. Το βλέμμα μου στάθηκε στη λωρίδα της Γάζας. Βιομηχανικά λουλούδια ριζώνουν σε κήπους αίματος. Μεταλλαγμένα γκρι πουλιά ανοίγουν τρύπες στα σύννεφα. Νεκρά ψάρια επιπλέουν στη μνήμη, κορμιά δέντρων πεσμένα στο χώμα. Ερειπωμένα σπίτια, δρόμοι, πόλεις. Η ομίχλη εισβάλλει στα πνευμόνια μου, βήχω θάνατο. Διαμελισμένα παιδιά, πυροβολημένα στο κεφάλι. Διαμελισμένα παιδιά, ρε, πυροβολημένα στο κεφάλι. Καλπάζουμε προς την προϊστορία, σταυρωμένοι ανάποδα. Γένα ανάμεσα σε νάρκες, πηχτό σκοτάδι, αδιάκοπο κλάμα, αναθυμιάσεις. Φυσική εξόντωση και αρχετυπικός τρόμος. Φυσική εξόντωση και αρχετυπικός τρόμος. Ο πόλεμος έχει τη δομή παραλυρήματος. Λένε ότι υπάρχει μέσα μας για να δικαιολογήσουν τις ενσαρκώσεις της βίας. Αλλά ποιος όρισε ως πρώτη αρχή την εσωτερική μας σύγκρουση, παραβλέποντας την επιβολή των εξωτερικών συνθηκών στην ψυχοσύνθεσή μας? Η ειρήνη δεν ξέρω πώς μοιάζει. Η ειρήνη δεν ξέρω πώς μοιάζει, όμως δεν έπαψα ποτέ να τη φαντάζομαι. Δεν έπαψα ποτέ να κρυφοκοιτάζω τις αχτίδες του ήλιου που τρυπώνουν ανάμεσα στα συντρίμμια και συντροφεύουν τους εκτοπισμένους. Δεν έπαψα ποτέ να αναμειγνύω ανώμια χρώματα για να εφεύρω την όψη του μη τόπου μου. Γιατί η ειρήνη είναι γεωγραφικά απροσδιόριστη και σε διαρκή αναβολή. Γιατί η ειρήνη δεν μπορεί να συνυπάρξει με τον πόλεμο και ο πόλεμος μένεται όσο ζω. Πολύ θα ήθελα η σημερινή μας παρουσία να αποτελούσε εφαλτήριο για μια σειρά δράσεων με χειροπιαστό αντίκρισμα. Όχι, αυτό δεν είναι έκκληση στον κατακτητή για κατάπαυση πυρός. Δεν είναι μετέωρη ευχή, ούτε ημιαρθρωμένη ελπίδα. Πολύ θα ήθελα οι λέξεις που πέφτουν από τα χείλη μας να μην ποδοπατηθούν από τη λύθη. Όχι, δεν είναι διάλειμμα από την καθημερινή παρέτηση. Δεν είναι μέσο για να εκτονώσουμε την αγανάκτησή μας. Πολύ θα ήθελα, κάθε μία και κάθε ένας από όσους είμαστε εδώ, πολύ θα ήθελα κάθε μία και κάθε ένας από όσους είμαστε εδώ να στρέψει τους προβολείς στο οικουμενικό τραύμα που μας κρατάει καθυλωμένους στο ατομικό μας βάθρο, προκειμένου να διασώσει την κοινή μας ανάγκη για ειρηνική συνύπαρξη. Προκειμένου να καταλαγιάσει ο ανθρώπινος πόνος. Προκειμένου να κατεδαφίσουμε αυτό το έκτρωμα σκληρότητας που μας έχει επιφέρει συλλογική κατάθλιψη. Ποιος θέλει να ζει έτσι, ρε? Ποιος θέλει? Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. And we go now to Amelia. Give it up for Amelia, please.
Σώμα αικίνητο, καθισμένο, αραχνιασμένο στο εδώ και το τώρα. Σώμα αικίνητο, καθισμένο, αραχνιασμένο στο εδώ και το τώρα. Σώμα αικίνητο, καθισμένο, αραχνιασμένο στο εδώ και το τώρα. Το ότι υπήρχες, δεν υπάρχεις ρε, δεν υπάρχεις. Επάλξεις, ορδές με κατακλείζουν. Στην πολεμίστρα ο χρόνος ανάρμοστος. Στην πολεμίστρα βαρά κακοκουρδισμένο πικάπ. Λευκών κατάλευκων παιδιών, κόκκινων κατά κόκκινων κραυγών, κόκκινων κατά κόκκινων σωμάτων, βομβαρδισμένη τύχη σε πλάτες ξελαριασμένων γιγάντων, πράσινων γιγάντων ενός πράσινου θανάτου. Το θανατικό χτυπάει τις πόρτες. Το θανατικό διαπλέει με μπροστάρι καπετάνιο τον Πλούτονα με το μισοφαγωμένο κέρμα. Και η Περσεφόνη δεν αντέχει. Στρέφει το βλέμμα αλλού και τρέχει στο δώμα. Η Οκάστη πνίγεται στον οδυρμό της και κρεμιέται από τον ηφικό της. Ο Πολυνίκης και ο Θεοκλής από την ίδια μάνα και από τον ίδιο πατέρα και αδερφό το σίδερο με σίδερο υψώνουν, καρφώνοντας αδελφικά κορμιά μιας κούφιας γενεολογίας. Και ο πόλεμος ρε, βίαιος καταγωγική από την προϊστορία, αδελφική καταγωγή έχει, απόγονος του Κάιν και του Άβελ, ανδρικά παιχνίδια μυερής παρόρμησης εξουσιαστικής, καταγωγική πανόλη, χορευτική πανούκλα, στα χαρακόμματα κρύπτες ενός βέβαιου χαμού, στα χαρακόμματα η σιωπή είναι πιο πνιγυρή και από το τρέκλισμα του ανέμου, κατακδαρμένα περιστέρια, φωλιές λιωμένων αυγών και το αυγό της Λίδας, λάβαρο του φωτός ήταν, μιας κοσμογονίας οντοτικών αρθρώσεων, ενός κυτάρου που θα άνθιζε σαν τον ουράνιο κήπο. Μα το κακό ρε, μα το κακό είναι πολυπρόσωπο και παντοδύναμο. Εισβάλλει στο σπιτιόν τις στέγες. Το ξέρει και η Πανδώρα, το ξέρει και το χώμα, το ξέρει και η Πανδώρα που με λιγμούς κλείνει το κουτί. Το ξέρεις και εσύ και εγώ και όσοι εσάι περνούν στο ενδιάμεσο. Το εσύ δεν είναι πια το ερώτημα. Το εσύ είναι αναπάντητο χίασμα. Το εσύ είναι άγνωστος χειμώνας και το εγώ ρε. Και το εγώ ρε είναι μόνο σαν έρημη χώρα. Και το εμείς εναγκαλισμοί μιας χαμένης ανθρωπιάς. Μιας ανθρωπιάς ολότελα όμορφης. Μιας όμορφης ανθρωπογεωγραφικής ιστορίας που σιγοτραγουδάει την ιστορία του κόσμου, την ιστορία των ιστοριών, την ιστορία του κόσμου, του ανθρώπου και του ζώου, την ιστορία της πτώσης και της έκπτωσης, την ιστορία των ιστοριών, της Οδύσσιας, της ύπαρξης. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
And we go to Michelle Houwers. Give it up for Michelle, please.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. That's cliché, right? But not even a million words can describe this. Not even a million pictures, for that sake, can ever describe this. No word can fit the death of so many. No voice is loud enough to reach the ones that need it the most. And no poem will ever be enough, but we still have to write one. It's worse to remain silent. The echoes of condemnation circle back. Do you condemn? Do you condemn? Do you condemn? I have the privilege of being heard. But how can I make sure I say the right words? What do you say when language fails? How do you talk about war when you don't know the sound of a gunshot aiming at you? In my work, I hear about geopolitics a lot. People mumble it like there are no victims. Geopolitics is just a fancy way to spell war. Bloodshed, a euphemism for bloodshed, once red, thick and shocking, now just a blurred pink. Welcome to complex histories you're not supposed to question. On this canvas, you may admire the many layers of paint, but beneath them, atrocities splatter. Splattering is a technique they love, perfect for freeing yourself from the mess. It's all about embracing the unpredictability, the sudden sound of a bowing overhead. Is it a plane? Is it a bomb? You'll never know. Now you know how to combine leisure and death under the same company name. Very tax efficient. Do you condemn? Do you condemn? Do you condemn? It seems that I don't understand this world, the world they made, but they don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. And that's also cliche, but I fall back into the same old tired arguments because what else can you say when the world is burning and you're standing just outside the fire watching it rage? Yes, but do you condemn? Of course I condemn. I condemn a world where the suffering of the many is just the story of the few, where poverty is normalized as a condition of being and is then called a choice, when colonies are called territories and occupations are called peacekeeping missions. I condemn a world where we condemn the ones who resist but never question the actions of the ones who cause the resistance in the first place, where we question the ones who fight but never the ones that make them fight. I condemn a world that condemns the victims but never the questions, the systems that make them. I condemn a world where we say peace is possible but never ask who gets to define it, where we say justice is coming but forget to ask when or who it's coming for. So tell me, when all these systems break us, who will we condemn then? That's right. So don't let them break you. Because in the spaces they forget to look, in the cracks they leave behind, we find our strength. We cannot change it all, but we can change enough and create something that cannot be broken. A web of voices, our collective breath, the systems we make for ourselves. Don't stay silent. Every word matters. Every poem, every act for resistance, no matter how little, every radical thought. Don't stay silent. The real change starts when we stop asking for someone to tell us we have the right to be here and decide we've always had it. Thank you.
Wow, amazing, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing. And we go on with Dimitris Stamiris. Give it up for Dimitris, please.
I'm sitting at the edge of a mountain. There's a blue flower beside me whispering, "That's all right, young man. That's all right." The view is stunning. I always have the words and the words to describe what I see, but not this time. I'm blinded by the sun. Sun is everything that blinds me, and that thing above is not a bright star. I look at this view cannot look back to me. I feel unseen. This view won't look towards me, won't care about my sin. That's all right, young man. You're just a pawn in this world. Open your eyes clearly and see. This blue flower is as wild as a newborn baby without a mother. If I can watch carefully, I can see a newborn baby without a mother. It screams and it shouts to what it cannot have. I can see what it cannot see. Her soulless body laying on the ground 10 feet away from it. I turn my head to the left. All I can see is a father on the ground praying with his hands above his head. He tells a friend he doesn't believe in hell. He lives it every day on earth. There are children standing there with arms outstretched into the skies. They never scream, they laugh. It's like a poem you know by heart. It's like a blue flower that sprouts on a rocky grounded field. It's like a laughing miracle that is ignoring the death around it. Be careful, young man. It will break your heart. I turn my head inside me. I'm sweating, heavy breathing, fear for my life. I see my liver rotting. It tells me, hold on tight. It's a big fight. This is how war feels, and war never feels right. One eye sees inside me. The other one sees this father's living hell. I stare all the dead bodies on the ground, and all I can see is myself. I'm reflecting to everything I can remember. My memory is killing me like a loyal soldier dying for what's wrong. Innocent people dying for their governments that won't save their soul. That's all right, young man. You're getting closer now. I see God drinking wine. I see love of any kind. This love is limitless to any kind. I watch this view. I see trees, there are birds on them singing. I see the fish below the sea. I see Mother Nature as wild as it can be. I take a huge breath, turn my head beside me, looking for that blue flower. There's no flower there. There are worms and bugs, even a butterfly, but not that flower anymore. It's time to go home now, young man. Go home. Go home. Life is as good as it gets. Only if we see it that way. Whatever is coming on our path. And it's the only path that we have to walk alone. Thank you. Ευχαριστώ.
Thank you so much. It's amazing. And we're going to close this part as well with our videographer and poet and friend, Yzaura. Give it up for Yzaura, please.
I almost fell into that hole, like I could forget how to breathe. Like, have you ever wanted, why is it that something that you've always wanted can be so easily discarded or neglected? Like a scarf floating off into the wind, so beautiful, so elegant, so unmemorable. But this want, it still sits in me, quietly, waiting its turn. And it knows exactly what it would do. It would take center stage. The lights would come down, and the glow of the spotlight comes up on this excitement, this energy, the twirling, dancing, freedom from anxiety, freedom from overwhelming, freedom from the doubt vibrating in my body. Because I almost fell into that hole again, that dark, warm, cozy place that, I know so well. My place to ponder and hide. But not this time. This time, I'm going to take that step. And if it goes well, I will go ahead and take another. But don't get me wrong, I might come back to warm my hands and have a little sulk, maybe have a little vacation, but no more year-long benders. I want to ebb and flow and ride the wave of real life. They say that there is a thin line between love and hate, but there is an even thinner, finer line between dreams and reality, and there lives insanity. Because we live with the whole existence of the human race within our bodies, and we strive to have human connections. We are after our musings, and we want to share our musings so intently that we speak to empty chairs that one day can speak back to us. And I almost fell into that hole. But my soul said, no, you go ahead and take that chance. You go ahead and do that dance. You become the you that you once dreamed you could be. I almost fell into that hole. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. This was the Poetry Slam for Peace. I would like to ask all the poets actually who perform now to come on stage so you can get more applauses. Yeah, come on stage, Yzaura, Michelle, Manolis, Amelia, Dimitris. Thank you actually for participating in that actually and accept the invitation. Some of they just came from Athens just to perform a poem here, which without their own expenses. So give it up for all of them. You were amazing. Thank you so much for coming and sharing. Thank you. And
εμείς σας ευχαριστούμε, εμείς όλους. Και σαν ομάδα και τον καθένα ξεχωριστά. Ευχαριστούμε θερμά.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. Ευχαριστούμε, παιδιά.